Great. Sort of as a follow-up, I wanted to ask if there are any legal precedents that we can look to see the potential result or the proceedings of this case.
Yeah. So, in terms of the legal issues, what you're going to see as a major issue that Facebook will, scream and shout about and want the court to focus on exclusively for the most part, will be this Section 230 of the statute I mentioned at the beginning of today, the Communications Decency Act. This is an old law passed in 1996 that, quite frankly, in my opinion, doesn't keep up with contemporary issues presented by social media companies. But it's a law that was passed that effectively says, internet companies that provide this sort of neutral platform for folks to put content on, those platform providers shouldn't be held liable for the content that folks publish on their site. Um, sure, maybe this made sense in 1996, but flash forward to today, it doesn't make sense anymore when you have a social media company that, as we argue in the lawsuit, is actively participating in the content that's being generated on the platform through the algorithmic promotion of the hate speech and the social reward system. But you know, related to your question, Section 230, Facebook is going to really make this a big focus of the case. But we believe that in the first instance, Section 230 is not applicable in this case because Burmese law should apply. And choice of law is very routine in cases like this where there are international implications. And so, the judge will have to do a choice of a law analysis as is again standard. But, our position is that Burmese law applies. And in Burma, there is no comparable Section 230 that immunizes social media companies from playing a role in the facilitation of genocide. So that's sort of, in terms of legal precedents, our first position on Section 230. But we have several arguments, which you'll see in upcoming briefing that will be made public in the coming weeks. Our additional arguments on, even if we consider U.S. law, there are a number of reasons why Section 230 shouldn't immunize Facebook because, as I mentioned, they're not just sort of a platform that's neutral, standing off and allowing people to just publish whatever they'd like. Again, right, they're promoting this kind of content. They're training folks to generate more of it as well. And even if in the end the court finds that Section 230 does apply and Facebook should be immunized, the Ninth Circuit, where this case is taking place, the precedents in that jurisdiction have been evolving in a direction that's favorable to the Rohingya in this case. Also, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned in the beginning that Congress has introduced some bills to amend Section 230 in the Communications Decency Act to address